fine. I can talk to the minutes. Because obviously they don't read it. I will just talk to the minute if needs
Yeah,
be.
just in case my audio does give me issues, you might see me logging on from the phone,
Okay.
just to do the audio from there, but hopefully the screen share will still work, even though I'm not talking to the laptop. But we'll see.
Okay, no, we'll see how it goes.
Thank
Ja,
you.
jy het gesê hoeveel bladsye?
Wel, dis so 23, maar 7 van die 23 is die annexes.
Okay, no, it's yeah, then you should be 40 minutes, 45 minutes at most then with that. Let's
Ja.
see how it goes. Okay, then.
Hey,
Good afternoon, colleagues.
Hi, colleague, are you chairing?
Afternoon.
Oh, careful. Hi, Maramato, are you well?
By the grace of God, of course.
Hallelujah. No, that's wonderful, man. That's wonderful.
No, I won't be chairing, Honorable Hansinger. I'm sitting on a chair.
Ah,
Recording in progress.
Good evening, Honorable. Yeah, it's sort of almost evening, but good afternoon, Honorable members. Miss V, do we have a quorum?
Chair, there's only 5 members present, including yourself.
Oh, I just came in. Okay. May we, just because the House is just adjourned, if honorable members agree with me, can we start at 17:10, please?
Chair,
I'm requesting the members.
Chair, Mr. Sitole just joined, so there are 6 members. You can proceed.
Oh, good, brilliant. Allow me, honorable members, to thank all of you who have joined. I know that we had a marathon debate this afternoon. Other than that, I really appreciate your commitment to finalize our BRRR report as it were. Ms. V, are there any apologies that we would have received from honorable members, notwithstanding that we are not expecting the DM, Deputy Minister and the Minister to be in attendance? And of course, these officials are welcome to be part of our meetings. Can you then just deal with that?
Yeah, I haven't received any apologies for today's meeting.
I don't know what happened to me. I was kicked out, but if you may proceed, an apology, honorable members. Miss V?
Chair, there was no apologies for today's meeting.
Oh, okay. No. Let me once more again apologize to honorable members. Safe to say, honorable members, thank you very much for your attendance. And also, just to recap that we had a meeting on Tuesday, and we agreed that we'll finish and conclude our BRRR report as a draft that will be presented, and which was presented by Advocate Nell, having been prepared by the both Advocate Nell and Dr. Ngezi, which we highly appreciate. I will, if there are no hands, just to allow and request Advocate Nell to take us through the report in terms of, because we're supposed now to start today with the entities. But I will request, if members do have a point to raise, please don't hesitate to raise your hand, or your voice will be recognized accordingly. Thank you once more. Dr. Nell, may I hand over to you, ma'am?
Afternoon, Chair and members. Thank you, Chair. Chair, I see there's a hand raised.
Let's attend to the hand. It's Honorable, Honorable Stolle. Now I can say your surname correctly. Honorable Stolle, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, and greetings to you first, and the members that are present, and the officials that are present. I'm trying to check, Honorable Chairperson, are we going to take entity by entity, or we are just going to zoom to findings and recommendations?
Okay, so what I will request, honorable members, you recall, just to recap, on Tuesday we dealt with the AG's part and her findings, and also her recommendations, and also including her recommendation to the portfolio committee. And then we dealt with the department, and then after, so we concluded the department in terms of the recommendations that are specific for the department. Today, then advocate will deal with the recommendations and areas of noting for the entities, not necessarily the AG's part. So we have dealt with that. The department and the entities, AG's part, we have dealt with it. We have dealt and concluded the department. Now we are going to the entities, the noting part, and also what we will agree, because it's a suggestion based on our deliberations the last 3 weeks. Then we can then deal with that one. In short, we are going to deal with the noting and recommendations, and the advocate will just deal with that. I'm not too sure whether I've covered your question, Honorable Sithole.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. But Honorable Chairperson, I was thinking that because we have read the entire document from the start and the entities. Now I was just thinking that, or either my suggestion is that we go to our findings and then we zoom to our recommendations, so that it will be easier. If that one will be my proposal, Honorable Chairperson.
Okay, now I like the start that you have changed from asking a question, you're making a clear, explicit recommendation. Honorable members, may I put the recommendation that made by Honorable Sithole that we deal with the noting and then deal with the recommendation so that we can be focused, as taken the report as read. May I get a seconder? If there are no hands, I will take it that we all agree. With that, honorable members, okay, I do see recognized in the hand of Honorable Ramadwa. Over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chairperson and the colleagues in the platform. I'm raising my hand to second Honorable Sithole's proposal.
Thank you, ma'am. May I then hand over, having agreed, because I don't see any other hand that probably might be an opposing view. Let me hand over to Advocate Nell to take us through. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Chair. We stopped here by 8.3.2, which is the recommendations that are specific to the entities. So, Chair, for AXA, we'll see here most of the entities get the recommendations regarding their targets that have to meet the SMART principles. Here also we have the addition that the entity must ensure it improves its financial statements, and this number 2 and 5 really link up with each other, as well as 3, Chair. 3 is, given the impact that was felt by the entity by COVID, the entity must present plans to the committee on how it will offset the investment losses. There's quite a few investment losses that they've done. They've indicated to members as well that they have let go of some of their international interests, but they have not done a new presentation on that, Chair. So we do need to get those plans. What I would like to suggest here, Chair, is that this report be sent by the end of January. Then, Chair, number 4, that the entity should provide quarterly updates to the committee on its plans going forward to limit the loss of revenue, as well as its plans to expand facilities and runways at airports. So, Chair, that is a quarterly one. We've seen in the news quite a bit about the Cape Town airport recently, so it's important that AXA keeps us updated on that.
Honourable members, Advocate, I've just been involved in a hectic car accident. I've just gone through the wall and my car is messed up. And can I request, I'm in trouble. I'm in quite a mess. May I request Honorable Ramadwa to chair? I don't know. As you can hear the bricks, I've just hit the wall.
Sad to hear. Best wishes.
God. Oh. Honorable members, I'm just in a mess. I nearly died. I can show you. I'm just through the. Hey, my car is messed up.
Hi, sorry for you. Sorry for you.
God, thanks God that I'm still in one piece. But other than that, I'm messed up. I'm just totally messed up. My apology. She was. Oh God, that's all I need. Can I ask on? She was yo. I
Let's
don't know.
postpone the meeting.
No. Ask Honorable Ramata to take through. I have to spend the insurance. Can I ask Honorable Ramata, or we should follow the normal processes? She was. Oh God. Honorable Ramata.
Honorable
Vic,
Chairperson.
what should I do? Oh God.
Chair, we
No.
can adjourn for a few minutes while I get one of the other members online, and then I will do a quick election of a chairperson.
God.
You can
Yes,
take
God.
care of that.
Oh God.
Chairperson.
Bye-bye. Okay, let me.
No, Chairperson.
Sister, what are you saying now?
Talk to Honorable Hunsinger.
Can I
Hello?
just go off the
Can
platform,
you?
honestly? I
Yes,
can't
we'll
continue.
go on, but let us adjourn
Bye.
for some few minutes. Honorable Hunsinger and
What is
Ms.
happening
Lee
now?
can talk to you and assist you because they're there in Cape Town. Are you in Cape Town? Colleagues, I don't know, but I wanted us to assist her. And then we'll come back if
I'll
there
give
is
her
a
a
need.
call immediately.
Pardon? Honorable Hunsinger.
I'll give chairperson a call immediately.
Please.
Where did it happen? Just outside Parliament or where?
I'm not sure.
Members, can I just ask that we adjourn the meeting for a few minutes and come back at 5:30 while we get one of our other members online so that the meeting can correct and can continue. Is that in order?
We must also assist her. I think
Yes.
it will be in order. Quarter to 6.
To 6. No problem there.
5:45, we'll come back at 5:45.
Members,
Mm.
I have a challenge of load shedding here. So now my network is on and off. So I didn't hear what is happening now because I heard when the chairperson was involved in an accident.
Was
Yes, I'm
involved
sorry.
in an accident. Yes.
Mm.
So now,
So
when she's sharing,
what is the suggestion now?
Recording
we are
stopped.
suggesting that we come back at 5:45, and then we're asking people whom can assist her if she's in Cape Town.
Okay.
I don't know where she is now.
I know she was in Parliament till 5 o'clock, I think.
Yes, that's why I was saying Hunsinger and Miss Valerie, because maybe she will need some assistance. I don't know. Let us come back at. Can we come back at 5:45, colleagues?
So, but there is anybody who going to help her?
I understand Mr. Hansinger and Valerie.
Okay.
I definitely Mr. Hansinger. He's going to contact her. To be involved in an accident, it's terrible. Luckily, she's insured.
Members, it is now 17:46, and the agreement was that the committee will adjourn until 17:45. So, since the chairperson is unable,
Recording in progress.
since the chairperson is unable to chair, then the committee must, in terms of NA Rule 159, commit an acting chairperson. So there are 6 members present, so the meeting corrects. Members, can I ask for nomination for an acting chair for the meeting, please? Members, may I ask for a nomination for an acting chairperson for the meeting to continue? Ms. Kumalo, I note your hand. You can please go ahead, ma'am.
Good evening, colleagues. Thank you so much for the attempts for the meeting. But we also feel sorry for chairperson for what had happened. However, I couldn't manage to hear everything, but I got that she was in accident. Chairperson, I'm proposing the name of Honorable Ramadwa to chair the meeting.
Mrs. Ramadwa, are you accepting the nomination, Mrs. Ramadwa?
I'm accepting, thank you.
Are there any further nominations? Members, I see your hand. Mr. McDonald, Mr. Sitole, are there any further nominations?
Ms. Valerie, I second the nomination of Mayor Matwa, Honorable McDonald.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. McDonald. Mr. Sitole, I recognize your hand. Mr. Sitole, I recognize your hand.
No, I was supporting the nomination.
Thank you, Mr. Sitole. Are there any further nominations, members? If there are not, then the committee will continue its meeting with Mrs. Ramadwa as the acting chairperson. Since there are no other hands, Mrs. Ramadwa, please continue with the chairing of tonight's meeting.
Thank you, honorable members and Ms. V for, I'm sorry, Ms. V, Mr. Bilankulu is calling.
Thank you, Mrs. Ramadwa. We are handling his admittance into the meeting, so you can continue, Chair.
Okay, I was saying, thank you very much, colleagues, for the confidence that you're having in me. I'm going to continue where the chairperson has ended, but I wanted also to say, colleagues, let us put her in our prayers of what had happened today. But at least the life is preserved. It's only the car, as she has said. Let us put her in let us stand with her in prayers. Honorable members, let us continue where we have ended. Advocate Nell, can you continue?
Thank you, Chairperson and members. Carrying on with AXA, the specific recommendations for them. We'll see here the additional item is 83215. We brought this down from the general recommendations after the discussion on Tuesday. So the entity must work with the department to address the issues regarding the financial health of the entity and as far as its finances continue to recover after having been affected by the lasting impacts of COVID-19 lockdown restrictions to its industry. Operations affected by natural disaster damage requiring urgent procurement and interventions, and ensure that a comprehensive plan is submitted to the committee by the end of January 2024 covering these issues. Members, then our next one is ATNS. Similar to AXA, again, just reference there to the SMART principles that they need to adhere to in their APPs and their strat plans. They need to improve their financial statement preparations And then same as we added for AXA, the third item here, but they have the addition here to ensure that the entity is provided with the required funding for the virtualization of the air traffic services, including the upgrading of navigation equipment. And that was from the specific discussion with them, and that report is due by the end of January. Moving on to the cross-border, members will see here, we have the request there again for quarterly reports from them regarding the steps taken to resolve the impasse regarding the cross-border movements on the South Africa Kingdom of Lesotho route. They should also report to the committee by the end of January and on a quarterly basis thereafter regarding continued engagements and implementation of the SADC protocol, as well as the entity should cooperate with the department to develop funding plans to ensure the financial stability of the entity. Should the funding model and legislative impediments regarding regulation of the CBRTA not be corrected, the entity will also face liquidity concerns. They should also ensure that their targets meet the SMART principles. And here, similar to the other two above, the entity must work with the department to address the issues regarding financial health. And as far as they were impacted by delays in the finalization of agreements linked to cross-border transportation and services, and then ensure that the comprehensive plan on that is submitted by the end of January. For the DLCA, we also require the SMART principles to be there in their targets. These ones we have in here, especially for the entities that struggle to meet their targets. And then also that they must submit quarterly reports to the committee on progress made regarding the application for approval to move to a new card format and the acquisition or procurement of a new card manufacturing machine. Should there be a failure to obtain these approvals, they must also inform the committee of steps taken to limit service disruptions. Then members will recall we did not have a meeting with PRASA, and this was one of the issues we ran out of time to just get a heads up on Tuesday. But what I am proposing for PRASA, we do have general issues with them. We can add these general issue recommendations, or as members saw in the observations, because we did not have a meeting with PRASA, we can elect to just have reference to the section that I have here below regarding the work that they've done to address the late tabling of their annual report. So I would just need guidance from members whether or not we keep these proposals that we had in prior years regarding them and their subsidiaries, or whether we only focus on 8.3.2.5.1.6, which is that they are required to submit their annual report urgently. And the minister must provide reasons why this was not done, and that must be submitted by the 15th of December. So, Chair, for this one, I will just like to pause, because if we are going to only stick with that recommendation, it will link up nicely with our observations, and it will also affect the other entities that did not table, Chair. So I'm just going to hold here for input from members before I continue.
Honorable Chair.
Oh, thank you, Comrade. Thank you, Advocate Nell, for the report, for those reports from those entities. Members, if you want to make an input, can we raise our hands? Because she was asking, what must we do with PRASA? As PRASA, we didn't meet with them, and but we are having recommendations and what we have observed in other years. So it's what she has put in, and also that she is asking, what must we do? And so the members must guide what must happen. Am I right, Advocate Nell, what I'm saying?
Yes, that's correct, ma'am.
Honorable colleagues, members, I have seen the hand
Chairperson,
of,
my hand's up. My hand's been up, Chairperson.
yes, I have seen the hand of Honorable MacDonald and Honorable Sitole in that order.
Thank you, Chairperson. I think as I lower my hand, let me just, I accept what Advocate Nell has presented, and I think if we should just stick with those as last time for those entities and the additions that she's made for Praza. So I'm quite comfortable with that. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Magdi. And then Honorable Sitole.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Honorable Chairperson, you see, if you check that recommendation by PRASA and the other entities that fail to submit their annual performance, I think we have to stick to 5.3251, where the entity through the minister must provide the committee by 15 December 23. The last sentence of the entity of the recommendation, I think we have to stick on that one. We mustn't say that about all what happened because those are the just cut and paste. If you can stick on this on the one that is, because they never submit any APP. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Sitole. What you are saying in 8.3.2.5.1,
yes,
the entity through the minister must provide adequate reason to the community by 15 December 2023 as to why the annual report of the entity and its subsidiaries were not tabled within extended deadline. Are we agreeing on that one? That it must be that 8.3.2.5. Members?
Yes, Chairperson, that's what we agreed.
Okay. Thank you, members. Advocate Nell, members are agreeing on this 8.3.2.
Thank you, Chairperson. I will then do the same with the other entities that did not table, so it will make the report a bit shorter. But Chair, our next one is Ports Regulator. This one, Chair, they did meet all their targets, so we can remove the smart principal reference, even though it's a general aspect that we would like them to do, but this entity was successful in their targets. But then the first one would be, Chair, if it's agreed, just to remove that smart principal reference. The entity should cooperate with the department to develop funding plans to ensure financial stability of the entity. Should the funding model and legislative impediments regarding regulation by the ports regulator not be corrected, the entity will also face liquidity concerns. And then the second one, the entity must report to the committee on a quarterly basis regarding its progress to address the staffing shortages at the entity, as well as progress in preparation for the entity to serve a nucleus of the Transport Economic Regulator once the bill is signed into law. That was from the recommendations also during the minutes. So Chair, just to quickly check if members are okay for me to remove this reference to the SMART principles, because this entity did meet all their targets.
Members, Honorable Sitole.
Yes, Honorable Chairperson, I second what the our advocates have been proposed, that we have to delete the SMART and all what have been written there.
And then we take 8.3.2.6. The entity must report to the committee on a quarterly basis regarding its progress to address this staffing cost shortage at the entity, as well as progress in preparation for the entity to serve a nucleus of the Transport Economic Regulator once the bill is signed into law.
Yes.
I think, okay, we are agreeing on that, what we have proposed, and we leave this paragraph.
Thank you, Chair.
Chairperson, I think let me just lower my hand. I can see that you don't see our hands. But let me second what Honorable Stoller has been moved, the proposal of Advocate Almane. Thanks.
I'm sorry, Honorable Kumalo, that I didn't see your hand. Advocate,
Thank you,
can we
Chair.
continue?
Our next one is the Road Accident Fund. Members will see here that the proposed recommendations that the entity should cooperate with the department to develop funding plans to ensure the financial stability of the entity and should provide the committee with quarterly updates on strategies to improve the financial health status and reduction of instances where the liabilities exceed total assets of the Road Accident Fund, as there was uncertainty as to whether the entity would be able to fund their future obligations. Updates should also be provided on the notable concerns regarding liquidity remaining for RAF. Second one, RAF should be supported by the department and stakeholders in discharging its mandate of efficiently and effectively providing compulsory social insurance cover to all users of South African roads, rehabilitate and compensate people injured owing to the negligent driving of motor vehicles. Chair, our next one is the third item. Entity should ensure its targets meet SMART principles. This one we have here because they did not meet all their targets. Then number 4. Chair, this one speaks to last year's annual report, which is still outstanding. The entity, through the Minister, must ensure that the annual report for 21-22 is tabled urgently as it remains outstanding. In order to do this, the entity must resolve its dispute with the AGSA urgently, as this will also ensure that future reports are tabled on time once the agreed to accounting policy and standards are used. Chair, then 5. The entity must work with the department to address issues regarding financial health. This links up with the first one, but also those finances being impacted by protracted litigation affecting the payment of claims from Road Accident Fund, and ensure that a comprehensive plan is submitted to the committee by the end of January 2024 covering these issues. Chair, Railway Safety Regulator, based on the previous agreement regarding PRASA, will then just have the recommendation that the Minister must provide their reasons there by December. So the same will be for RTIA. Members already took that decision. So I'm just editing the numbers. Our next one, Chair, is the RTMC. The entity should ensure its targets meet SMART principles. Again, also one of the entities did not meet all of their targets. Our second one, the entity must ensure that it improves its financial statement preparation. And then the third one, based on what they presented to members during the meeting, is that the entity must report to the committee on a quarterly basis on the progress made to obtain approval of all the alternative revenue stream options which it has submitted to National Treasury. Members will see below there's also a recommendation regarding this to the Minister of Finance proposed. Our next one is SACA. The entity must ensure that it works with the department on improving its funding model to address revenue generation impact still experienced due to slow recovery from the COVID lockdown restrictions, and ensure that a comprehensive plan is submitted to the committee by the end of January. The entity should on a quarterly basis report back to the committee on progress to procure, and this one I just need to take the leasing out because we changed that in our recommendations, on the progress to procure a South African-owned calibration aircraft to ensure the continued operations at airports across the country. Chair, I'm just proposing here the addition 3 is to add that reference to the SMART principles because this this entity did not meet all their targets this year. So I can then just add that one so we have consistency in our recommendations. Chair, our next one is SAMSA, again, an entity that we did not get a report from. So I just need to change the numbering for them. And then our last one is SANRAL, Chair. Here we indicate that the entity should cooperate with the department to develop funding plans to ensure the financial sustainability of the entity, operations affected by natural disaster damage requiring urgent procurement and interventions, as well as tenders being stalled, and should provide the committee with quarterly updates on strategies to improve the financial health status and reduction of instances where the liabilities exceed total assets of SANRAL, as there was uncertainty as to whether the entity would be able to fund future obligations. They must also submit their comprehensive plan to the committee by the end of January. With regard to SANRAL, the ministry must urgently seek to achieve finality regarding the GFIP funding model. We do have a way forward on that. Members will see here lower down in the recommendations to the Minister of Finance. It's not finalized yet, so we are proposing that we keep that one. Number 3 is again the reference to the SMART principles, because SANRAL did not meet all of their targets. And then 4, the entity must ensure that it improves on its financial statement preparation. There was a few corrections that they needed to do after their discussions with the AG. And then number 5, the entity must submit quarterly reports to the committee on all roads transferred to the entity from provincial administrations, progress on all major national road projects, as well as progress on work done on flood-damaged road repairs. So that will be quarterly reports required there. So, Chair, those are the specific ones to the entities. But now 8.3.3 is general application to the entities. So, Chair, here we get, it applies for all of them across the board. Our first one speaks to the vacancies, that the senior management vacancies are filled and that they expedite their consequence management. The committee also requests, with regard to compliance with the PFMA, that the entity should capacitate their finance and SCM directorates. The executive authorities, accounting authorities, senior management should ensure information used to prepare financial statements are accurate and reliable. AG raised that issue again. And the entities must ensure all officials responsible for reporting in terms of the PFMA are skilled and that they do undergo refresher courses. The third general one, control processes should be adhered to in the SCM process. And then we indicate, we highlight some of these issues. Failure to comply with applicable legislation. Members of the board or bid evaluation committees should satisfy themselves that all service providers that are recommended for award have the required documentation. Management should properly plan the acquisition of goods and services and exercise oversight and monitoring and control. Recurring non-compliance should be investigated and appropriate action taken against transgressors. Furthermore, management should ensure its own policies and procedures are reviewed and aligned to the framework for managing performance information and the PFMA. And then an additional one here, that the entities must ensure that quality internal audits are done throughout the year and that a closer working relationship is fostered with the AGSA to iron out interpretation and accounting practices early in the reporting year instead of at the end during the final audit process. Members would have seen that's one of the aspects that the AG also highlighted. And the members also asked questions about internal audit. Then the fourth one there, the entities must each submit a comprehensive action plan to address any and all of the AG's findings. And that must be submitted by the end of January and reported quarterly thereafter. Chair, then number 4 is our proposed recommendations to the Minister of Finance. Assist the department and its entities along with the AGSA to obtain definitive interpretation or definition of SCM terminology and issues raised with BRRR compliance requirements in order to prevent future disputes during the audit process linked to these terms. They must assist the department with finalizing new feasibility studies linked to a possible future Moloto rail corridor and other high-speed rail corridors. 3, assist the department and its entities to receive final decisions on all alternative revenue source proposals submitted to National Treasury from the transport portfolio and submit a progress report to the committee by the end of January 2024 on all current alternative revenue proposal applications from the transport portfolio before Treasury. And then 4, submit a progress report to the committee by the end of January 2024 on progress made with the Gauteng administration, SANRAL and National Treasury to finalize the funding issues linked to the GFIP e-tolling matter. So, Chair, those are the verbatim requests. Under 9, we get additional requests. So members will see here, quite similar to last year. We do need
Advocate.
Yes, Chair.
Can you flag and we go back? There is 8.3 that speaks of Moloto Rail. It's 8 point what? It speaks of Moloto Rail and other. Can you go to 834 Yes. 4.2. Assist the department with finalizing new feasibility studies linked to a possible future Moloto rail corridor and other high-speed rail corridors. Is this a recommendation from the portfolio committee?
Chair, this recommendation is a repeat recommendation from last year, but it's also because there is work done and commitments made throughout the year under review regarding the possible feasibility studies or new feasibility studies on the Moloto rail corridor, as well as the high-speed rail corridors. High-speed rail corridors will include those extensions of Gautrain, as well as the proposal to have one from Johannesburg to Durban. In general, the portfolio normally refers to this as high-speed rail corridors. It was also an item under the targets of the department, Chair, so that is why we propose to keep this one as a recommendation, but it's up to members to decide, Chair.
I'm raising this, advocate, because the department has given us the report on Moloto Road and what they are doing, Sanral is doing. So I think we need to finish that, because what we want is them to finalize what they have started or what they are doing now. And then this one, they gave us a report on the Moloto Rail. We can't say the feasibility studies now when they are busy with the Moloto Road. That's why I'm asking Advocate Nell.
Chair, I will take guidance from the members if they would like to remove this reference.
Members, if there is no hand, I think what we know is that we have been given the report by the department, by Sanral, on what they're doing on Moloto Road for now. These high-speed rail corridors, I think we can do, but except this one, Moloto Rail. So that they must finalize what they have started now.
Mr. Ramalho,
my hand is up. You.
Honorable Kumalo.
No, Chair, as far as what the explanation of Advocate Nell is concerned, as well as what we are saying now, I don't think that we can treat the whole process the same as the one for the other entities, because of the outstanding progress that is taking place at Moloto Road. I therefore suggest that what we are saying, I think we must move with that notion to say, because there is a progress on Moloto Road. Remember, Moloto Road was an item for quite some time, and it was a complaint not only from us as members only, but as well as the community that resides in that area. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Sithole.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Honorable Chairperson, I want to differentiate these things of corridor and Moloto rail corridor and the constructions of the road, because if you remember, we never get any finalization of the feasibility study on Moloto railway corridor, because there is that corridor which was supposed to be finalized and the feasibility study of that one, and then after that they now busy with the road, with the construction of the road. So now there's a difference between that one. So now I think this one is actually captured what is an outstanding on our report. Only thing that we can add is that we can actually want the finalization, no, the program on the progress on the new construction of the Moroto route. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Sithole. It was Moloto Rail and Moloto Road Corridor. Now, the minister explained, and now they agreed to do Moloto Road Corridor. Excuse me. That's why now we are having Moloto Road. And now, what we can say is that, can we get a progress report? How far they, as Sandra has reported to us, what we can say is just we need time frame. When are they going to end this? And then they can't do rail and road at once, because where are they going to get budget? So now we can't do feasibility study when we are busy with what has been with what is being done now. That's my understanding, Honorable Stoll. I agree with what Honorable Kumalo said, that let us agree that we have right time frame on the issue of Moloto Road Corridor and not rail, because we can't do feasibility study where we're going to get money when we are busy with the corridor, Moloto Road Corridor. I think they need to finalize that. We can just have time frame on that one. So we remove this issue of feasibility on the studies for Moloto Rail Corridor.
Thank you, Chair. The reference in the additional reporting request to the Moloto Road is there, so members will see that one. It will not be here specific to the Minister of Finance. So, Chair, can I go to the additional reporting request under 9?
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Chair and members will see here, our first one is always action plans by the department on how it and its entities will address the findings by the AGSA, as well as implement the recommendations made by the committee in this report. And the date for that is 15 January 2024. Our next one is the comprehensive briefing on steps it will take to assist in stabilizing its entities, including filling vacancies, conclusion and evaluation of shareholder agreements, improving efficiency of shareholder representatives on the boards, closely monitoring the implementation of projects and budget expenditure, etc. Chair, that one progress report is monthly that we would like to receive that. The committee would like to receive that, and the first one should reach the committee by the 15th of January, and then every month after that. Our next one is a comprehensive briefing on the filling of board vacancies in the entities, as well as the filling of critical posts within the department and the entities. Again, that is a monthly progress report starting on the 15th of January. Our next one, Chair, is that they should submit a comprehensive briefing on implementation of the revised taxi recapitalization project to justify the continuation of the program, to indicate how it will assist with delivering on the outcomes of the taxi Lekgotla, and with specific reference as well to the progress under the program for purposes of implementation of the recommendations from the Public Protector's report on illegal quantum land conversions. That should be a written briefing from the department. We should receive that by the 15th of January. Our next one, Chair, is quarterly reports on investigations underway in the department and all of the entities, with the additional emphasis on the finalization of investigations to resolve AGSA SCM compliance concerns, lack of consequence management, and resolution of past incurred irregular expenditure findings. That should be a written plan, but it must be submitted quarterly and within 30 days of the adoption of this report by the National Assembly. Our next one is quarterly reports on pending litigation, as well as settlements reached and judgments for and against the department and the entities. Quarterly reports within 30 days of adoption. The department should submit quarterly reports on their human resource management. Again, like members asked them on their retentions, secondments, transfers, retirements, training and skills transfers, resignations and dismissals, as well as report on progress in disciplinary matters in the department and the entities. Again, quarterly reports within 30 days from adoption. They should also submit quarterly reports on the achievement of job creation targets in the department and the entities. Same as above, quarterly within 30 days. The department should submit quarterly reports on the achievement of transformation targets in the department and all the entities. The department should submit quarterly reports on the progress towards prevention of irregular, fruitless, wasteful, as well as unauthorized expenditure for the department and the entities. That's quarterly. They should submit quarterly reports on the Showa Kalula, Shambasonke, Balazonke pothole repair and the Welezizwe Rural Bridges Program. That's also quarterly within 30 days of adoption. Then our quarterly reports that we are requesting regarding the grants, PTOG, PRMG, PTNG, RRAMs, the coal haulage grant, as well as the disaster management grant, 30 days from adoption. And quarterly, they should submit quarterly reports. Here we get on the Moloto Corridor project with the emphasis on the roadworks progress and any future discussions on revitalizing the feasibility of the rail programs. Chair, this one will cover the concerns raised in the meetings and also during the oversight visits to Moloto. So it's in the instance that they do look at working in rail programs, then we get it as part of the corridor, because the original name of the project was the Moloto Corridor Project. So that will cover road progress and any other additions, and that's quarterly reports within 30 days. Then the department should submit a comprehensive briefing on the progress made to address and or implement recommendations emanating from committee oversight reports during the year under review. And that the year under review is 2022-23. It must be a written briefing and it must reach us by 15 January 2024. That one will then also assist, I think, Mr. McDonald with these recent concerns regarding the community in Okatlamba that indicate that the road has not seen any progress. The department should submit a progress report on the finalization of the public transport safety plan. That's by 15 January 2024. They should also submit quarterly reports on strategies to address financial health, and then we list those entities that had financial issues, and that must be quarterly within 30 days. The department, together with CBRTA, should submit quarterly progress reports regarding the implementation of the SADC protocol, as well as resolving the impasse with the South Africa Kingdom of Lesotho route issue. Quarterly reports within 30 days. And then the department, along with PRASA, Chair, this one I just need some guidance on. We did not meet PRASA, so members can indicate whether or not I need to remove these additional reporting requests. But just to show members what we are suggesting, that must be briefings on the new board appointments and intervention plan it intends to implement, as well as how it will address shortages of train sets, the plan to play in place to ensure that PRASA complies with all RSR directives, plan in place to phase out manual authorization, it continues to be an issue, and the plan to address the concerns raised regarding asset register. So, Chair, for PRASA, I just need some guidance here because we did not get an annual report from them. So if we are consistent, then we would probably need to remove this one, Chair. So, Chair, just having highlighted that one, and in the interest of time, going to the DLCA, we require a comprehensive plan on how the concerns regarding the card production machine is being addressed, as well as a report on the progress made to finalize and roll out the proposed new card standards and the commence with production of new cards. And that is a plan from them by 15 January. The department with SANRAL must submit report on agreements entered into and deliverables in relation to transfer of road maintenance and further planned construction in relation to the Moloto Road Corridor. And that is going to be also 15 January. Then for SANRAL again, it's that plan on finalizing the issues with GFIP, and that is for 15 January. So, Chair, just before I get to the conclusion, if members are happy to remove this reference here to PRASA, so that I can do so while we are in the meeting, Chair.
I'm a chairperson is gone now.
Agreed. Colleagues, I was saying we must be consistent in what we have done initially of removing the issue on PRASA because we haven't met them and we didn't get a report. And Honorable Kumalo agreed that we remove. Advocate.
Thank you, Chairperson. Then we just remove that one from our additional reporting request. So we are almost done. Chair, our next one is the conclusion. We always do a short conclusion just to thank the department, the entities, the AGSA, and the committee would further insist on receiving regular feedback from the department on key issues impacting entities as identified through the oversight process performed by the committee as well as the department's own internal oversight directorate over the entities. The appreciation here again, thanking Minister, Deputy Minister, department officials, board members of the entities. The committee applauding the achievement for our unqualified audit opinions with no material findings, CBRTA, SACA, RTMC, and ports regulator. And then the committee would also like to extend a note of appreciation to the support staff during the under review and in the compilation and capturing of the committee reports. Chair, the report will be then, if agreed to by members and adopted, sent to the NA for consideration. And then what we have attached here, Chair, is the list of abbreviations, as we always do. We will make sure that it's full and complete. And then what we are proposing, a further addition this year, is just to have our references at the end as well, Chair. So that is the draft BRRR for adoption by members, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Advocate Nell, for the comprehensive report, and Dr. Ngesi and Ms. Valerie for the comprehensive report. Members, that is the BRRR report that we need to consider and approve. Over to you, members. We can raise our hands so that we acknowledge yourselves. Honorable Sitole. Honorable Sitole.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, and thank you to Valerie, thank you to Advocate and Doctor. But there's only one thing that I didn't see it. I don't know why sometimes it passed my mind. The issue of Sanran taking over some roads from the provinces, like the one that you visited in Nukahlamba in R74 and other the road that was supposed to be taken over by the Sanral, because we have to follow that and then check how far the development are happening in those roads. Because you see, I was driving in Free State. That road is actually very terrible now when you are going to Kasam. Very terrible. Any accident can happen now. I'm just checking, Chairperson. Sometimes I didn't see it, or either it was put on other way, because you see the English is not our languages. Thank you very much, Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable.
But I do support the BRRR.
Thank you, Honorable Sitole. I think Honorable McD will follow, and then Advocate is noting what you have said and that you have proposed for the approval or for adoption of this report. I've seen Honorable MacDonald, Honorable Tito. in that order.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, I'm supporting this report as a true reflection of the committee's report, Chairperson, and then with the same recommendations as what Honourable Sithole Ketamabala has added. So I'm in agreement, Chairperson. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And then thank you, Honourable MacDonald. Honourable Tito. Over to you, Honourable Tito.
Thanks, Chairperson. Greetings to everyone who is present. And Chair, please note my apologies for attending late. I'm sorry on the late coming. Chair, I was saying that please record the rejection of the BRRR from the EFF. We are not supporting the report. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you. It's noted. Honourable Khumalo.
Thank you, Chairperson. In support of what has been already supported by Honourable MacDonald, I also wish to register the appreciation of work done by the team, Advocate Nell, Ms. V, and Dr. Ngezi. We really appreciate. I mean, it's an overcommitment on their work. See where we are with them to make sure that we do have this report. I really appreciate. I do support, Chairperson, what has been already supported. I wanted to raise that. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Khumalo. Honourable Tito, can you lower your hand? Advocate, there was an issue that was raised by Honourable Sithole.
Yes, Chairperson, just to hopefully set the members at ease. Members would have seen here in the specific recommendations to SANRAL. Remember, the table at the bottom is not the only one we're getting reports on. It's also these ones above. So this one specifically to SANRAL, our very last one, is that one that speaks to all roads that have been transferred to the entity. Chair and members will recall that in the presentations we've received, we cannot make recommendations that roads must be transferred. It is a decision for the Premier of the applicable province and as well for the municipal councils to decide, take those decisions. But we are asking that we get quarterly reports on the work that SANRAL has done on all the roads that have been transferred to them. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, please unmute yourself.
Oh, thank you, Honourable Sithole, for raising that. Advocate Nell, thank you very much. Honourable Sithole moved for the adoption of this report, and Honourable MacDonald and Honourable Khumalo supported, and Honourable Tito from the EFF rejected the report. I think it must be noted. Ms. V. In that note, we want to thank you, Honourable, for your participation, and also to thank Advocate Nell, Dr. Ngesi, and our Secretary, Ms. V, for the comprehensive report that was presented. Thank you so much. The report, I think, is adopted, Ms. V. Can I check with our secretary that is all about today? It's what we are doing for today because we wanted to adopt the report.
Thank you, Chair. There was also the minutes of the 31st of October and the 7th of November that has been circulated to members a while ago. So I'll take guidance from the committee if it will continue with the adoption of those two sets of minutes, or if whether it will stand over to the meeting of the 21st.
I will suggest that let us not deal with these minutes. We'll deal with them when the chairperson is around on the 21st. We concluded our business now of today.
Thank you, Chairperson. Good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much. I'm raising this because there are issues that were said by the chairperson in the meeting on the 31st and also on the 7th. So that is why I'm saying, let us not deal with these minutes. We'll deal with them on the 21st. Thank you very much. I think now we have come to the end of our meeting. Any announcement, Ms. V?
Not from my side, Chairperson. You can adjourn the meeting since there are no other further business.
Let me take this opportunity to thank everybody in the platform. Thank you very much for your participation. The meeting stands to adjourn. Thank you so much and good night.